You've been getting scammed by Brick Lady all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the Vista. Smoke me out, family, all the dank shit. On my left, your boy Blue.
I have nothing to say. I'm speechless.
There you go. On my far right, engineer, and on the ones and twos, choke me out on threes and fours, Chronos.
I shaved my beard a couple times, and now I gotta wait for it to grow back. I got carded the first day.
Yeah, there you go.
I was like, holy shit.
I saw you get carded in stone, right?
Yeah, you were there for the other time. I was just like, come on, guys. Like, really?
Didn't like check your balls, make sure they dropped.
Yeah, no shit. Like, I don't look that old, but I don't look that young either. I don't think so. Yeah.
Black don't crack.
Unless you do crack, then it definitely cracks.
Oh yeah. Old Ninja may burst in like the Kool-Aid Man late, or he may not. We'll see. But we back up in this motherfucker for y'all. What statistics you dropping on us to begin?
Let's see. Listener of the week would be
Joe
Terry Rankin. Thank you very much. He's a clone of Terry Rankin, apparently, because this is Terry Rankin too.
No.
Thank you for listening. We appreciate
it. Good shit.
And in the chat, nobody's there yet because we just started. And we're a little bit late. But we're always late because it's, CP time.
There you go.
You guys don't hear an echo when I talk at all?
I don't.
No?
Okay. That should be fine, though.
Yeah. If the chat, once it gets popping, says so, let us know, and, we'll rectify.
We have a special guest tonight.
Who we got?
Come here, buddy. Want to say hi?
Hi.
Wait.
Hi. There's a
You see
toddler
yourself?
on the podcast.
Yeah. Say hi. Say hola. Okay.
Oh man, he's getting so big.
Yeah, dude. It's funny right now. He calls us by his name. We're not mom and dad anymore. We're Bash.
I see.
He likes playing with my light.
Kids go through phases, man.
Yep, sure do.
It's okay, and then they grow up, and one day eventually you'll be the asshole. So that'll be your name. That's how it is with girls.
Mm-hmm. It's all good. Shit, man. We back up in it. Are we doing any RIPs, saving those for Old Ninja, or nobody really died?
I mean, Jimmy Buffett died, but we could save it for Old Ninja because he probably has like a long thing that he wants to talk about. I just know sort of one of his songs, Margaritaville, maybe.
Oh yeah, that was a song too. I always think about his whole fucking like vibe of, I don't know, being in a tropical place drinking. Like, wasn't that his thing?
Bumming it,
I can't think of any songs by that guy other than the Margarita song.
Yeah. Did he do the If You Like Pina Colada? That's not that guy, right?
No, that was oh god, Nancy's always playing that song. The flame me something? I don't know. I can't remember. Let me see. I gotta look it up because if I was going to be quizzed on, I should have known the answer.
It's a good thing we're not being quizzed.
Yeah, dude, that song is about cheating, which is crazy.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, because dude, he's like scrolling through the personal ads and he finds a classify or an ad for a woman looking for a man, and he ends up going to go meet up with her, but it turned out to be his wife. But it's like, yo, y'all both were kind of cheap, right? Because she wrote a personal ad and you responded to it. So she was looking for somebody and you were looking for somebody. So y'all guys were both looking to cheat, but you guys both got caught and decided to stay together because you guys are both cheaters.
I think one of the greatest songs of all time is Afternoon Delight. As an adult, whole different meaning, and it's also fucking awesome.
Yeah. So the Pina Colada song, is actually called Escape, and it's by why does it not say their name here? What? It doesn't say their name. What the hell?
It seems like a terrible website you're trying to get information from.
Exactly.
Oh, the song's by Rupert Holmes.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. There you go. All I know is if you're using the basically like the not want ads, but like personal ads or whatever.
Yeah.
That's like some old school ass analog way of doing it, but that's all you had back in the day, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Now you got Tinder and fucking all kind of other shit.
I think about that one scene from Hackers where where the guy plays a personal ad. He got a bunch of voicemails from people talk about how they want to lick his earlobe.
Yeah.
I just remember too, like, and it seems like it was a million years ago, but the whole, phone sex industry was like a
Oh,
big,
that's right.
big fucking deal of like you can call somebody and they get all freaky on the line with you or whatever. Meanwhile, like you have no idea what this person looks like. You don't know what's between their legs. You don't know nothing. You just
You got that 900 number. It's always
Yeah.
like 1-900 sexy cats or something like that.
The internet like destroyed so many fucking different industries, but also created whole other ones. Because obviously the phone sex industry, took a huge decline, but also the porn industry, like as far as like online porn and like cam girls and stuff, went fucking ape shit. And now we have OnlyFans and shit like that. It's just like you can basically be like a normal person and get paid thousands, if not hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars.
Yep.
We got fucking Feet Finder. People post pictures of their feet and those things sell.
Well, also, you used to have to like live in the valley part of LA and be in the industry to kind of be part of the porn scene. You know what I mean? Like now you can do it from your apartment in Ohio. You know what I mean?
You used to have to. You would be considered kind of grimy for like watching porn. So you had to go to like a fucking porn. So you had to basically be like like Pee Wee Herman. You know what I mean? You had to go to like a porn like movie theater or like rent them, go in person. Like a fucking like a golem going in for some porn. But now you can do it at home and it's great. Nobody knows.
Yeah, the mom pop stores used to have that room with the fucking beaded curtains that you have to walk through to get to the adult stuff.
Yeah, that was always the advantage of them versus like Blockbuster and Hollywood Video.
Yeah, right.
So, but go ahead.
And whenever you like, if you're in those mom and pop video stores and you're just like looking through like your regular like video VHSs, and you just see that one guy just come straight through the door and just bolt straight to the back, like make any kind of eye attack. He's kind of got his collar up on his shirt so you can't see his face. You know the types.
He's wearing the trench coat, the beige one, not the black one, the beige trench coat.
Yeah,
he could be naked underneath there. You don't fucking know.
Yep. I still can't get over it. I know I mentioned it a couple weeks ago, but I didn't think about it at the time, obviously because I was still super young and whatnot. But Pee Wee Herman went to an adult fucking theater. That is the number one place to jerk off if you're going to do it in public. And he got shamed and arrested and everything, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty messed up. It's like getting arrested at a strip club for having a boner.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what you do.
Did I ever tell you guys I watched his stand up that he did? Is Pee Wee Herman, not the TV show, but he had a stand up he did.
I did too, and I was confused. It was called the Pee Wee Herman Show and not Pee Wee Herman
Playhouse.
Playhouse, yeah. It was like not.
It was raunchy, man.
Yeah, it was like
it was very cancel culture.
Yeah. Some
of
the jokes didn't age well.
Yeah, they did not. Like there's a scene where Pee Wee's friend comes over and he's got like these mirrors and like they put on their feet so they can look up his friend's sister's skirt. So both of them are looking up his sister's skirt, and then she tells him that she's not wearing any underwear, and it's like, what the what? Yeah. And I watched this as a kid.
I don't think we did. I think we watched Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse, but not.
Oh no, I remember watching this. Like I
really?
watched like in the beginning, I was like, wow, I remember all these jokes and stuff with the frog and this and that and Zombie and all that stuff. And freaking Cowboy Mike's not in there, but fucking Richard Branson? He's on there. He plays like he plays somebody on the show. Oh, he plays a sailor. He's like almost like Popeye, and he has like a crush on like the beauty of the city or whatever, and it's just fucking crazy. But just the stuff like there's a scene where he hypnotized a woman in the audience and she like starts taking off all of her clothes, and I'm watching it like I watched it as a kid and this was like appropriate. Like what the hell? This was like early fucking Pee Wee Herman.
There was a time, don't forget, where like TV didn't necessarily always have like ratings for that whole PG-14 or whatever.
Yeah.
Not that it was right, but there were times when it was just like, yeah, if it's on TV, it must be okay for like general audiences. knowing damn well that's not fucking true. It hasn't been true for years. But
Yeah, so the
Actually,
TV
it was
ratings, okay. So the TV ratings that was created in 1996.
yeah,
So and that show was definitely out way before that.
Yeah. The Pee Wee Herman Show came out in 1981.
Yeah.
there you
So
go.
it was before the ratings. But it was Phil Hartman that was on the show. It wasn't Peter Bronsman. I got him confused.
Dude, I not to go off on a tangent, but man, that documentary they did about him fucking losing his life and shit, that shit was foul. His wife was
Yeah, real piece of
work,
shit. Yeah.
dude.
And I
Killed
think
that
it's
man while he was sleeping with the kids home. You know, I was what the fuck. Never forget that shit.
back when I used to listen to Joe Rogan when he was still, semi-sane and relevant. He would talk about because him and Phil Hartman were friends because they were on a show together.
Yeah.
And he has he gets emotional about it every single time, and it's like, yeah, man, it's fucked up what happened to that dude.
Didn't his wife kill him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In his sleep.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Just foul shit.
Dude, he was hilarious. I used to love watching him on news radio.
Yeah, he was good on that, and then he was even great on the appearances on The Simpsons. You knew it was his fucking voice, you know. So.
What did he always say? He always had like the certain intro.
Hi everybody.
Yeah. No, that's Dr. Nick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doctor.
Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Nick. Hi, everybody. What was his character? I mean, because he was like the news anchor, right, on the show.
No.
He was somebody else. I can't remember now. It's been so long. They've had so many goddamn characters and shit. Oh well. All right. Well,
I got one quick thing. I just want to give a quick happy birthday to my father. He passed away a while ago, but today's his birthday. He would have been 76, I think. Yeah, I think 76. Wow. I can't think of the year he was born, but happy birthday to him. R.I.P.
Very good. Very good.
That's right. It was Troy McClure. Hi, I'm Troy McClure.
Yeah. I'm Troy McClure. That's funny. This was fucking.
Oh, that's what it was. You might remember me from films as.
Uh-huh. That shit was funny, man. He had the perfect fucking voice for that shit, man.
Yeah.
God damn.
Was he also the voice of Captain Brannigan on Futurama, or was that somebody else?
I think it's somebody else because it sounds like if it's not him, it's the new person sounds exactly like him.
Let's see.
Probably right. And if you looking up stuff as we do it.
Yeah, I was watching the new Futurama. It was funny because I thought I was watching the new ones from because I wanted Kay to watch it with me, and I guess it was some of the older ones because some of the jokes were super sexist, and I was just like, huh, all right, that's weird that they would still be like that today. And then I was like, oh, I was watching season 8, and they're on season 11. So I watched season 11. It was oh, they make fun of being on Hulu and all this shit that's super relevant. It was like, all right.
Good, man. I love that show.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like he was supposed to play the voice of Zach Brannigan, but unfortunately, that's when his wife had killed him.
Damn.
So he was supposed to play him, but he never did. Bill West plays Zach Brannigan.
There you go.
Phil West is a prolific actor too. I said he's a prolific voice actor too. So yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got a long laundry list of stuff he's been in.
What was this stuff on? I know we were talking about it just before the show started on the
On what?
VMAs.
Yeah. So I usually
first question: who watched it?
Yeah, so I watched some of it because it's 3 hours long and it started at 8. So I wasn't gonna stay up for the whole thing, but I watched a good portion of it. Maybe probably half. It was interesting to see video. I didn't know people were still making fucking music videos anymore. I didn't know there was they're making that many. Because I watch them on YouTube usually, not on MTV because MTV doesn't play music that much anymore. But yeah, it was interesting because Timbaland was on there and Nelly Furtado was on there and they had NSYNC got, they teamed back up and
reunited.
Doja Cat was on there and of course Taylor Swift was fucking winning everything. I was like, God damn. But it was cool to watch. If y'all got to look up the Nelly Furtado dress. The back of her dress specifically.
Ooh.
I was like, whoa. Yeah, it was a huge throwback, watching the VMAs again. I wouldn't have watched if Kay hadn't said anything. She just wanted to watch it for Taylor Swift. But it was kind of cool to see. You know, it was a throwback for me, if nothing else.
Was she wearing the Jennifer not Jennifer Lawrence? Shit, what's her name? Jennifer Lopez dress from way back in the day, the green one.
It's
where
pretty
she went with
close.
Puffy.
I mean, it's a black dress, but yeah, you gotta just look. You gotta look up the photo of her. I mean, I can send you guys one. It's
oh wow,
yeah,
bad back in the day.
You see it?
She lost.
Yeah,
she lost weight. She's like slim again.
Yeah, she's not as thick as she was before, but I mean, she's still looking great.
Yeah.
Good for her.
She does look amazing.
Good for her.
Yeah, for a second she was thick. She was nearly potato.
Yeah, VMAs. I mean, I used to watch those every fucking year. They were always fun because like there'd be something on there that you wouldn't expect, and they were really unpredictable, especially compared to other award shows or whatever. But yeah, it's weird that you don't show music videos, but you have a video music award show. That's odd to me.
That is odd.
But hey, we'll work it out.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say like, never mind. That doesn't make any sense. I was gonna say like the Grammys, like they have music, but I mean the channel they're on, they don't really play music. But MTV was supposed to be made for music.
Do you see Old Ninja trying to join?
No, I don't, because you know
everybody's
this program's fucking weird. But hold on, Old Ninja, I'll get you in. You know what's kind of funny is that your names are correct on here, which is not always the case.
Yeah, okay, we get to enter them ourselves.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, let me move some stuff around so everybody can see Old Ninja. Hey, Old Ninja, everybody can see you now.
What up?
Can
what up? What up?
What's going on? We were really started. We're mentioning stuff about the VMAs and all of that.
What's the VMAs?
Yeah.
What's that?
The Vulgar Media Announcements Awards. I don't know.
That's 2 A's.
Well, that's what the S is for. It stands for the A.
Okay.
VMAs.
What's good with you, man? In terms of Old Ninja, just bringing you on in here. What have you been up to of late?
It's kind of I feel like it's a multi-faceted question, but right now I'm just trying to make it to the cast. I was at dinner plans. I tried to make it earlier, and then people can't drive, so there's a lot of accidents on my way here. So I'm pretty sure Cronus is going to want to talk about it, but I've been on some Starfield, which we'll probably talk about later.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, jump in. Go ahead.
We want to talk about it now?
Yeah, why not? Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you guys were in the middle of something. Okay.
No, we're just kind
of the VMAs.
Okay. Yeah, wait, y'all didn't have nothing to say? I mean, I knew that the VMAs were on. I got into a little argument about folks because MTV no longer stands for music television. It just stands for MTV. And yet they don't show videos, but yet they show a Video Music Awards.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit.
So, yeah, that's my weirdness about that. But it is what it is. I mean, that's probably their most watched program now outside of the only shows they play, Ridiculousness and Teen Mom, I guess. And then there's the VMAs. So there's that.
I'm trying to see what does MTV stand for now? Because before it
stands for MTV, literally MTV. The M doesn't stand for music. They don't play music, not anymore. They're subsidiary channels like MTV2, MTV3, and whatever other MTVs that are out there. They play music, but actual MTV. I mean, they produce movies now, so it is what it is.
The really sad thing is Teen Mom ain't got shit to do with music or the entertainment industry.
Neither does Ridiculousness.
Yeah, that's true.
That don't got nothing to do with music. That's got something to do with people not paying attention to what they're supposed to be doing.
There you go. All right. You guys have been playing, enjoying. I've seen all the chats. Tell us about Starfield. God damn it.
Cronus, you want to start with this, or you want me to start?
You can start because you haven't been here. So
yeah. So Starfield, the big drop from Bethesda Studios, dropped. I guess it dropped 2 weeks ago. If you paid money for early access, which I did not do, so I waited for the official quote unquote drop, which was like I think last Tuesday or Wednesday. It was Wednesday. So I've been playing it pretty feverishly, and it's so I guess a pretext. I haven't played a Bethesda game in a really long time. Like the last Bethesda game I played was 10 minutes of Fallout 3. So after that, I haven't touched anything they've made.
Not even
So
Fallout. You Fallout 4
Nope.
then, huh?
nope,
Oh, wow.
Not even
never
like
touched.
the Doom games or
Nope. So I have
Doom
Doom 3. I have Doom 3.
Damn,
But
Doom games are dope though, man. Like Doom,
Yeah.
there was the what was the other ones? The Wolfenstein games, the remakes were really good.
yeah, I
Deathloop was
haven't
really
played
good.
the Deathloop. Wait, Deathloop's a Bethesda game?
Yeah,
I thought that was a new studio. But yeah, so Deathloop, which is on Game Pass, I haven't played that either. But yeah, no. This is the first Bethesda game I played since like probably the 90s.
I'm just saying,
So,
Deathloop was like
I
the
did-
blackest game in the last 10 years.
Yeah, so I've heard well that and yeah, pretty
That and
much,
God
yeah.
of War. Oh no, God of War is the blackest game too.
No, I don't want to count God of War. I was going to say Grand Theft Auto 5, but just because it releases on every system doesn't make it new. So, but yeah, Starfield it's a very interesting game for me. A lot of people kept saying, like literally from the jump, this is No Man's Sky with better graphics. This is No Man's Sky, this, that. This is nothing like No Man's Sky. It has similar mechanics, but only on like one aspect of their spectrum. So, I mean, yes, there's exploration. Yes, there's like mining, but that's kind of like secondary to like actual missions. Excuse me, because there's like, it's a huge, like world of like humans out there. So I'll give this away. In the game, there are no intelligent alien life. It's all like flora and fauna that are alien. Yeah,
Depends on what you're playing.
Yeah, I'll put this way. Depending on how far you got in the game,
Yeah.
like if you're maybe I don't know, 10 hours, 15 hours into the game, you're gonna run into nothing but humans. I mean, you'll run into aliens, but they're quote unquote not intelligent. They can't like speak and like they don't have civilizations. They're just like animals that try to kill you. So the game for me, like I know some people have some technical issues. I really haven't experienced really too many technical issues. Most of the people that have experienced them are pretty minor. Like let's say you have a ship and like you put your weapons on a gun rack, you load back in your game, and then your weapons are gone. So some people have had issues with that. But I mean, the game has a really, really big scope. Like there's a lot of shit happening in this fucking game. The side quests can keep you literally like busy for like I don't know 8 hours just on one storyline of quests. And there's like I think 4 of them, and that's not including the main. I'll say that I wasn't ready for the fact that you can play in first person, but you can quickly switch into third person. The flying or the space combat is very arcadey like. Like you can switch to cockpit view because I know some people don't like to follow the target type camera. You can switch to either one. The actual combat in the game has been like pretty solid, I have to say. Like, there's been a little issues I think with ADS a little bit, but not by much. I mean, if you literally move a millimeter, it kind of corrects itself, even though I think it should have been all right. I've been having a lot of fun with the game. I've been really engrossed in a lot of the storylines. It's just been very weird. I will say the cons that I have about the game are like, it doesn't give you enough instruction on how to play the game.
Yeah, like
you have to like kind of figure out. Yeah, you have to kind of figure out as you go. What's up?
I said the game just throws you into the game.
So it gives you like little tutorials about how to play the game. And so this isn't the only game that's done this. Last of Us Part 2 kind of did this shit. So there's things you can do in Last of Us Part 2 that it doesn't tell you that you can do. And this game does the same fucking shit. Like a lot of people didn't know. Well, I guess people knew because of like maybe the showcases and shit. But if you're playing the game, you don't know that you can board an enemy ship. I was like, what the fuck? I knew from going in, but some people, like if you're playing the game like with no knowledge going in, it doesn't tell you that you can board a ship and like murder the crew and then take the ship, like make the ship yours. So I'm like, oh shit. There's also playing the main mission does explain a lot of kind of stuff, but the map system is kind of weird. So if you're on a planet, the map system on a city or in just a general area is very, very limited.
It's not
like if you're in a city, for instance,
not even a map.
it's not really a map. It just shows you like landmarks. So if you're in a city, let's say you're in a city and you're trying to find a shop and you pull up a map, you're SOL. Like it's not going to show you where the map. It's not going to show you where the store is. It's going to show you where your main landmarks are in the map. Like you won't be able to find, particular people because most of the people that you need to interact with are named. It won't tell you where they are. It won't show you shops. It won't show you the shipyard. It won't show you like pretty much a whole lot of nothing. The map just shows you like it's like a guide. It's like an outline. It doesn't really help you that much. What was the other thing I had issues with? I guess because I'm kind of spoiled with certain other games, like especially God of War, Jedi Fallen Order, or even Jedi the new one. I want to say Outcast, but that's not the right one.
Survivor.
Jedi Survivor. There you go. Hogwarts. Those games have little to no load screens. This game has a shit ton of load screens. Granted. Yeah, you're not in it for very long. You're in it to read the sentence very quickly. However, I feel like with those other games, it didn't really need load screens. Like it should have like done away with a lot of the load screens. I think it could have hid that when you're like warping from system to system, planet to planet. Those should be your load screens. And for some reason, maybe they ran out of development time or something. Maybe they're going to something else. I feel like those should have been gone away. I mean, it's a little jarring when you're coming from these other games, so it takes a little getting used to. Yeah. Oh, I guess like the skill set system is okay, but I feel like there should be a little bit more like intuitiveness, like. It should explain to you some of the things you should probably aim for at first. It gives you a little bit, maybe too much freedom into like picking whatever the fuck you want. So then you can end up picking really shitty skills and not being able to do a whole lot. So I guess that's maybe neither here nor there. Those are my little nitpicks about it. I haven't had the game crash on me. I've heard people have like a little bit of crash. A friend of mine today told me he loaded the game and it fucking crashed on him as soon as he booted. So, and there was an update today, so I get why it might have crashed because they're probably trying to fix. There's a lot of like people call them glitches. I don't think they're glitches. I feel like they put that shit in the game very early. So basically, one of these things, which is a quote unquote glitch, you can get like one of the most powerful suits in the game as soon as you get to like the 2 hours into the game. I've got the suit and I've used it for like. All the way up to level 20. I'm at level 20 right now.
Well, they say, I mean, it's quote unquote the most powerful. It is a powerful suit at the time that you get it. But I've already got a suit 100%. That's like it doesn't have the same stats as it, but it's definitely like a better suit because it's legendary and it has like all this extra shit. But the suit that you can get gives you a shitload of physical protection. So.
Oh yeah. But the thing is, later on when you were able to craft mods and shit, you can mod that fucking suit that you get that you can quote unquote find because it's supposedly a glitch, but it's not a glitch. It's like I feel like it's a little thing that they give to you just if you find it type thing. It's like a little Easter egg, more like it. But like you can mod the shit out of it. I have no mods in that suit, and I've lasted like halfway through the game. I did one big ass storyline. It took me like 2 days to finish, and fucking no problems. So I do know a lot of people. I don't know if this is a Bethesda thing. But a lot of people are like, hey, I can only carry like one weapon, which is not true. You can carry like 12 weapons.
You
so you just have to.
The problem is though is that there's no way you can switch. That's one of like small complaints about the game is that you can only like handle one weapon at a time. You can't like fast switch. You know, like you can't
Oh,
carry two. Like there's no like secondary weapon.
yeah, there's no secondary weapon. However, what you can do is like you can favorite a weapon and then use the D-pad to quickly switch to it. So you can carry like 12 weapons and quickly switch to them, but you have to kind of pauses the game as you switch weapons, so it's a little weird. It's not like you can quickly switch on the fly to your secondary weapon.
Well, yeah, which
So,
is honestly it's kind of sad because there's a shitload of weapons in this game with like a whole
mhm.
bunch of mods that you can mod and um but you end up like for me I just end up picking one and just stick I was like whichever one has decent output and I have a shitload of ammo for. Like I'm just gonna stick with
Mm.
that one. If right now it's like I have this really cool laser gun that has a shitload of ammo.
So do you want to talk about your experience with the game as well? Because I really feel like I've kind of rambled.
Yeah. So me and Old Ninja have actually had vastly different experiences with the game, which is honestly it's a huge plus because the experience that I've played and he's played, and if you end up getting the game, the way you're gonna play it is gonna be way different too. So like for me, um, I went with like a whole different direction than Old Ninja. So I ended up joining like the Vanguard super early on, and that unlocked like this whole crazy storyline of like um, figuring out like where these things called terramorphs come from, and then like I had to fight a bunch of terramorphs, which are fucking terrifying in the game. And I ended up joining like the Vanguard, and that leads into like now I'm a goddamn spy against the Crimson Fleet, which is like this crazy like pirate fleet of people. Like I've infiltrated them. I'm super deep in cover, and it's like a really cool storyline. But then Old Ninja he was playing, and he was playing some of the more of the main storyline, and now he went to like kind of like a bounty hunter type role, like a Western type. It's like the free.
Oh,
What do they call them? The free something?
the Freestar ranch. So I'm a lawman.
Yeah,
So I was going to do bounty hunter, but I'm a lawman now. So I did what they call the Freestar Rangers. I had to become a ranger. Where literally their home planet is literally a fucking old bar with their headquarters on top of the bar. So it's literally the whole theme is westernized, and when you join them, you get this sick ass pistol, but it's like a fucking futuristic western kind of pistol. It's like really cool. So when I played, I started as a civvy. I was basically a civilian running through these other systems. They have basically three main systems, three main factions, I should say. There's the United Colonies, the Free Star Collective, the Crimson Fleet, and there's this weird religious cult,
yeah,
the Varun House of Varun. That's the other one, which I barely even see, but I stole one of their ships. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, it was weird. So I was a civilian for the longest fucking time, and then I joined the Rangers, which started me into a whole fucking uh, introduction. It felt like playing space version of like either Texas Ranger, Lone Star Texas Ranger, or like CSI, like
yeah,
all in one. It was fucking wild,
yeah.
wild shit.
And so for me, when I joined the Vanguard, it's you're part of like the United. What do they call it? There's like the UC.
United Colonies.
Yeah, the United Colonies, but you're like kind of like a sort of like a freelancer, like a volunteer force. But because of that, and I helped out the UC so much, I got like this access to like this badass fucking armor set of like I got the access to this badass armor set and a fucking minigun. And the minigun is insane because like you can just mow people down, and
Oh,
you end up getting like 1,000 rounds like right off the jump, which is crazy. And like
man.
the suit of armor that you get is all legendary, and it's all geared towards like it gives you. I can randomly set people on fire, if I damage them at all. Anytime my health gets below 25%, it automatically uses a med pack to heal me, and then something else gives me like what is it? It gives me more carrying capacity and like a few other like really nice perks. So like yeah, if you pick a faction in the game, like you definitely get perks like down the line that are really significant, and you get very specific things tailored to like you have different options in the game. Like when you're talking to somebody and they happen to be like either in the Crimson Fleet or in the UC or either other factions, there's a specific option to like speak with like the Vanguard because I'm the captain. I'm a captain in the Vanguard, so you can speak in like a specific Vanguard dialogue tree that can get you perks or get you in trouble. So, it's really neat. I really like the way that you could just get so engrossed in like these storylines because like, I've been basically playing like the Vanguard because the reason why I joined the Vanguard is because like somebody asked me, like some bartender needed like some special ingredient, but to get to it you had to like kind of like go into like this area where you couldn't go that was UC controlled because like the cargo got fucking seized or some shit. So okay, I was like, I'll just join the Vanguard and like I'll get status in that and then I'll try to do this. Turns out being that didn't help me at all. I just persuaded him away to get the fucking shit, but I was like, whatever. I still had a lot of fun playing as a Vanguard, and now that I'm undercover with the Crimson Fleet, I get access to like all the Crimson Fleet shit, and I can't wait to fuck them over. It's gonna be great.
They're pretty.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, the game lets you be whatever the fuck you want, almost. Yeah. Like, you don't have to join anybody and still get badass shit. Like, you can be a self-made pirate, you can be a lawman, you can be a civilian and still fuck shit up or do the right thing. It lets you do whatever the fuck you want, and each one has its pros and cons.
They do.
So
yeah, because sometimes when you join a faction, it shuts down other factions. Like I thought if I joined the Vanguard, I couldn't join any other group, but it ends up I could join the Crimson Fleet, but as like a clandestine style thing. So some of my complaints about the game, obviously I like the game a lot, but it was super fucking weird to like basically fast travel everywhere. And when I mean everywhere, I mean fucking everywhere. Like right from the jump, like the first like probably hour in the game, you probably fast traveled somewhere. Because that's just the way they fucking set this game up. It's just like fast traveling. So, and because of fast traveling, you have, load screens. And these are load screens that are, they're not terribly long, but they're not, Spider-Man on PS5 short. So like some of them take some time. Another thing is that I mentioned before is like the lack of maps on space stations and, on planets. There's really not a fucking map. And so that becomes, incredibly frustrating. And like getting used to like fast traveling around takes a little bit. I got used to it kind of quickly, but it's still like it segments, the game for me. Because like there's times where I can play for like a solid couple of hours without fast traveling anywhere if I'm in a good mission. But then after that, I got to like fast travel to like fucking 6 different places like immediately after that to like get shit done. Like I got to go back and research shit. Well, my research shit is on my ship, so I got to fast travel to my ship, which you can do. And then if you want to go sell some shit, you have to go to fast travel to a fucking planet. And if you want to get off the planet again, you got to fast travel somewhere else. It's like, it's a whole fucking rigmarole, which I don't understand why you would have. And like random fucking load screens too, like going into like certain buildings, I'll hit a load screen and it's like, I mean, come on, man. This is next gen. It's supposed to be, this is the next gen, even though it's current gen now. Like this should not be a thing anymore. I don't know why it's still a thing. And as far as like glitches go for like me, I still have a problem. And I'm pretty sure it's just Xbox Series X. Could just be mine because I know Old Ninja doesn't talk about this issue at all. But I still get crashes when I fucking put the game to sleep and I go to boot it back up. And it's 50-50 at this point. Whether the game will crash when trying to resume or it won't. So now I have to fucking quick save every single time I stop playing because I have zero fucking confidence that I'm going to start back where I fucking was when I resume the game.
Are you guys playing on the same console?
Weird.
Yeah, we're playing on the Series X.
Yeah. I've yet to experience. In fact, it's funny because like what I'll do is I'll turn off the game, the whole console actually, and then I'll boot up, play another game, come back to the game, and I'm exactly where I was when I turned off my console. Yes. Like nothing. Like a quick resume just puts me right in, like within an instant. I'm back where I was, and I'm just trotting off. I could be as long as I'm not in combat, everything's fine. Because combat, it won't let you save. It'll put you back to your last save point. But if I was standing still, no matter where the fuck I was, it'll put me right back. I could play a whole separate game, or turn off the console, turn the console on, go to the game, or go to another game, then come back, and I'm still exactly right where I was, flawlessly.
I can't do that. And it's funny,
See, Cronus, I think I know what your problem is. I think the problem is that Bill Gates listened to this podcast and he heard you talking shit about the Series X.
He hijacked you. Yeah, you missed.
He's got your picture on the fucking wall and he throws darts at it. Like, fuck this black dude.
Yeah, he's all like, He's all throwing darts. He's like, let me see who I can fuck over this week.
Is, like, I'm a fan of, sort of Microsoft. Like, I was a huge fan of like, the Zune. You know, I my main PC is, you know, fucking, it runs on Windows. I haven't had a problem with like Windows. But when it comes to like Xbox shit, I've got a problem with Xbox shit. And
it's not really the console.
I've owned all except for the first Xbox, but I've owned all the other consoles that they've made.
Yeah, it's not really the Xbox hardware that's the issue. It's just the content that they have for it.
Yeah, I mean that's the main thing. So they were lacking games for a really long time, especially the Xbox Series X. Like there's how many fucking exclusives do they have? It's not very many. So
no, most of them are on Game. Well, yeah, most of them are on Game Pass, but like Hi-Fi Rush and High on Life, shit like that. Yeah.
Before you completely like destroy Xbox, let me just say this really quickly. Bethesda's games, not all, but like Fallout and quite a few large games ran like shit on a lot of consoles. I remember on Fallout 4 falling through the floor into the ceiling on loop a billion fucking times and saves not like some of those games ran like absolute dog shit, and Bethesda knew that their engine was fucking crummy or some of the bugs and glitches and whatnot. I haven't played Starfield. I'm not saying that that's the case here per se, or maybe it depends on the, you know, for some it is and some it isn't, but Bethesda does not have this flawless track record.
Yeah, but hold on. Let me just real quick. Let me just be very clear. The problem that I have with like resuming games is it's on every single game that I've played on Xbox Series X so far. Every single game has a resume problem. The first time I brought it up, old Ninja was like, "Oh, because it was with Halo Infinite." He was like, "Oh, it's buggy." I'm like, "All right, but the shit happens on fucking Forza. It happens on, this game. My daughter was playing the My Little Pony game. It happens on that. It's just like, what the fuck, man."
Yeah, I've yet to experience any of those issues, especially when I thought I was gonna have an issue with Hogwarts, and no, they fucking ran smooth on that shit. Like literally, I would turn it off, come back hours later, turn that shit back on, and boom, I'm right back where I was. I was like, what? And the one thing I probably think that kind of upset me is like it literally booted the game without me turning accessing the game. It just boot me right back to where I fucking was. Like, what the fuck? I wanted to do some shit first, then play the game, but either way, worked out. So yeah, it's kind of weird how that's happening for you. Hopefully it's not a hardware issue and your thing takes a shit. I'm hoping that does not happen.
Well,
but
I mean, it's new,
so far, as far as Starfield goes,
I said it's relatively new, so it's under warranty still. So yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. But as far as Starfield goes, I mean, it's definitely not the best game ever. I mean, I know for a lot of people, it's game of the year for them. Personally, it's definitely a good game, but it's very shy of being a great game.
Yeah, it's so close.
So yeah, it's pretty close, but it's just not there. It reaches out to get the baton, but it just can't grab it. But I mean, I'm having a lot of fun with the game. The game is a whole lot of fun. I haven't had, like I said, any crashing issues, knock on wood, but the game is a lot of fun. There are some issues that can take you out of it, but I'm already looking at people that are talking about New Game Plus and shit that you can do with New Game Plus. Some people beat it twice already, because I guess if you stick with the main missions, you can get through it in I don't know, I think 40 hours or something. But if you do all this other shit, it'll probably take you 150 hours easily. Maybe 80 hours. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot of shit. But it's definitely a good game. Definitely not the greatest game ever. Game of the year, I would say probably not, but it would just miss that bracket by a couple things. So, but so far it's been pretty smooth launch, I would say. Pretty decent game.
So I didn't play it, but do you like it less, the same, or more than Hogwarts?
That's
they're very different games.
Yeah, very different games.
But I mean, just enjoyability,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're so different. It's almost like comparing Street Fighter to
Mortal Kombat.
No, it's like comparing Street Fighter to fucking, I don't know,
Baldur's Gate?
StarCraft or something.
Yeah.
They're
two different games.
But are you
This is
enjoying it?
I'm enjoying the game a lot, but it's very different than Hogwarts. It's not. It's definitely not the same compared to No Man's Sky, which is probably the closest. Yeah, I would say I'm enjoying this more than No Man's Sky. I'll put that.
So, okay. I mean, I get games can be different, but you can't. So you're just it's so different that you can't even say you like one more than the other. Is that what I'm hearing?
It's because I like them for like different reasons. I think that's the main reason why. It's hard for me to compare the two because like when you ask me like, do I like one better than the other? It's like I have to compare them, but they have like totally different criteria, like what I'm comparing them to. Like it's literally like comparing StarCraft to fucking Street Fighter because it's like I like the two games, but like they're for entirely different reasons. You know?
Yeah, I mean, because Hogwarts is like. It's more, even though it has RPG elements, it's really just an action game. Versus this is a legit RPG. Like, this is like as they say, a classic Bethesda RPG. This is more closely akin to Mass Effect than anything. It's like a little amalgam of Mass Effect and No Man's Sky had a baby.
Yeah, and it's even, especially with like the crafting elements is like another thing that like really comes into play. I don't know if you craft at all on Ninja, but I've
crafted very little. I've only did some like mods.
Go ahead. Okay, so yeah, the crafting in this game is actually really good. You can totally just ignore it like the whole game. I think if you really wanted to, but
you could. I did for a long time.
Yeah, I started like early on, like trying to figure out like how can I modify these weapons. You can modify pretty much any weapon the way you want it to go, but you have to like build those skills. To do that. Mm-hmm. And what I think is really cool is that you can track which crafting materials that you need, which is super fucking handy because like right when you're looking at anything, it marks like what you're looking for to craft. So like if you want to like, up your crafting skill in like, like barrel crafting for weapons, like you can say like if you're missing parts, it'll tell you like, hey, just track this research, and then anytime you see that part, it'll mark that for you so get this because it's something that you need for crafting. You could do it on like basically all your crafting shit like at the same time.
Yeah, because like because like in Hogwarts you just kind of travel along and like you healed yourself. In this one you like cook. You can cook to better, and each cooking item gives you different benefits. You craft weapons. Each weapon performs differently. You craft mods for your suit, which gives you different benefits. So it's weird to compare this to Hogwarts because I feel Hogwarts is more action adventure with RPG elements.
I think I see where probably trying to come from is I'm enjoying the game. I'm enjoying Starfield slightly more than Hogwarts Legacy because it's easier. Because what's up?
No, I was just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, the main reason for me is because even though the Hogwarts Legacy story was good and I enjoyed it, I get so engrossed in like just fucking side quests in Starfield. Like I've played very little of the main quest. I've just been so engrossed in like the side quest, and it's so like much. It's better written. The voice acting is better, and it just seems it's an overall better job. But it comes with caveats. This is why it's hard to compare, because like in Hogwarts they have a fucking map that goes a long way to playing the fucking game.
It does. It does have a map. It definitely does have a map. So, I would say I'm looking at it as manpower hours. Like when I first had Hogwarts, I was playing just as feverishly as I'm playing Starfield. So I would say
that's what I was
probably about the same. I'm getting the same kind of enjoyment. I don't know. It's a little weird to quantify because I really like flight sim games. Like I have almost all of the Star Wars like X-wing like flight games, and I get a really big enjoyment playing that part of the game. You don't really get that in a whole lot of games nowadays. Like that's why I bought Star Wars Squadrons. So, but as far as playing, like when I had Hogwarts, I was playing every night.
Yeah.
As far as Starfield, I'm playing every night. Yeah. So It's kind of the same kind of thing. I don't know. And I'm only like I'm pretty sure I'm not even halfway through the game. And I played like the main missions. So I think once I beat the game, I can probably get a little better assessment.
So I know a lot of people on the podcast are probably wondering, are you smashing any alien punani out there in space?
I just said there's so far everyone's been human. Unless you're I'm just gonna leave it at that so far. So far everyone's been human.
What game was that where you could smash like one of your co-pilots, whatever? I guess like
Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Mass Effect, you can smash almost anything. This one's pretty weird because you can take drugs in the game, and like certain drugs will help you do certain tasks for like a period of time. Some of them will help you just like party. So it's very weird. So it's and like I've yet to come across contraband, but contraband can get you fucked up. I can tell you that much.
Does it affect your gameplay? Because like I remember back in the day, like Max Payne, there's like a scene where you get high on that and things get kind of crazy. But also in the Batman Arkham games, when like you're fighting against the Scarecrow fear toxin, like shit gets trippy. So like that in this game when you do some drugs.
So I have yet to do the drugs in the game. I know where to get it, but they have I guess when you're able to do the drugs in the game, it's localized to that area. If you leave that planet, it becomes illegal everywhere else. So you can do it, and I guess you can do it recreationally. I've yet to do it, but I'm pretty sure it has a negative effect. But I don't know what that is yet. So, and it's funny because there's a counter agent to the drug. You can take a suppressant and then take the drug, especially if you're playing undercover, so you don't get the effects. So, pretty interesting.
So, okay. So, I mean, it sounds like you both enjoy it. You're still working your way through. Are you halfway through, either one of you?
No. I mean, I'm definitely not.
Yeah,
like,
no. I can definitely say no because I know Cronus has not gotten to where I have, because when you get to that part, it literally changes the game for you. It will literally change the way you play the game. And I know he hasn't gotten that far. Because when I got there, I was like, what the fuck? It was a huge what the fuck moment. So now I play the game differently. I approach the game differently because of where I got in the story. So I'm waiting for him to get there so we can talk about it. So
I'll try to get there, but
it's just,
I'm
you'll get there. It's not too
with these pirates.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because you can literally flip back and forth. You don't have to stay, as they say, on mission. You can jump around and come back and shit. It's very strange, but it's very fun. It feels like a very, like, I don't want to say like Oasis from Ready Player One, but if it was like online and like live all the time, it would be kind of like a very rudimentary version of it.
And it's a single player role playing game, but it's action.
It's how you can play action adventure, or you can play as an explorer, or you can play as like you can build outposts, and that's literally all you can do, or you want to do.
Too. Yeah, that's. Like
I started an outpost.
That's like the No Man's Sky thing, because so in No Man's Sky, obviously you build outposts, stuff like that, and there's also the resource gathering that they have as well. You have like this cutter tool that is very reminiscent of No Man's Sky, especially the way that you scan things and gather materials. But in this game though, like the way you use materials are vastly different. Like you can use them to like build a wide variety of things like weapons, armor, fucking all kinds of shit. So
buildings, furniture. You can build the mundane things to the most functional things just by collecting resources. You can play the game so far. You can play the game any way you kind of want, really. Like you don't have to do the main story and still progress. You can do side quests like literally into your heart's content. You can build outposts on a multitude of planets. You can ship build. Like you can literally be a pirate. So one thing I like to do, it's not piracy, but when people attack me, I will disable their ship, board their ship, kill the crew, loot everything that's on the ship, and then take the ship and make it mine. And I will like redesign the ship or just add it to my fleet. So, I mean, that's one of the cool pastimes I kind of like doing. I like building ships. Shipbuilding, I know a lot of people are doing it online. They're helping other people. Like, hey, like this is what you can do with your ship, and this is how you can, get more cargo, get better weapons, things like that. Some people are trying to build like famous movie ships, and they do a pretty good job of getting pretty close. So there's a lot of things you can do in this game. You can literally get lost in the sauce, as Prodigy does with Mother's Hoodoos. So
it definitely sounds like they're taking a page from Ready Player One, where you can kind of customize your ship and stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's got a comment out there where they have like a bunch of cool like 80s tech stuff on there or something.
Oh, you literally can, like, literally one of the cities is like it's a nod to Mass Effect. If you go to Ilium, if you play Mass Effect 2, and like the 80s, it has like a retro 80s kind of look, and it's very, you can tell pretty obvious that it's like, oh, I get where there's influences from. So you can do what you want, like almost kind of like in Mass Effect Andromeda. There's like almost too much shit to do, almost, but you can pick and choose what you want to do. I'm having a great time playing so far. It has yet to let me down yet. So
Nice.
So yeah, game was cool.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
waiting. What's your question?
Wait. Did Cronus add you back in? Because I know you dropped off. Cronus, were you able? Can you add Prodigy back in there?
Prodigy, he dropped off?
Yeah, he dropped
He
off.
did. He's back now.
in.
Oh, everyone looking live. They're like, "Who's he talking to?" Yeah,
Right.
Prodigy's back. He's
There we
he's,
go.
he's
Now I can see
in
you
the
and
wing
hear you.
stage right.
There you go.
Sorry, yeah, you guys were frozen.
Yeah, usually when you jump back into the chat, like the guests can hear you, but Kronos
shit.
can't until he adds you into it. So
Yeah, I don't like it, but yeah, that's what we have.
Super quick question, for you, Old Ninja, and maybe they're way too different to compare, but do you like this one even more than the Jedi Fallen Order? Because you were going hard on that one.
No, I like Jedi Fallen Order a bit more.
Okay.
But I like this style of game. But Jedi Fallen Order, it's because I'm a Star Wars fan. Even though you can't do crafting and shit like that, it's definitely an action adventure game. It is not an RPG. But I do like that more than it's on. To me, that's on akin to God of War. I mean, you play it one through, and you can't really. This one, like, you can go through and just do whatever you fucking want, and just be on it for literal hours and literally do nothing. You can build, which will take you hours and do nothing. Fallen Order, you can kind of do that, but not really. But I like lightsabers and blasters. You can't. What I like about this is that this shows Disney, Lucas, Paramount how to do space travel with this engine. Like, the way that Star Trek games should be made should take a page from what Bethesda did. I'm hoping that Star Wars Outlaws does something similar, the way that you travel from worlds to worlds in this game, because it's actually pretty fluid the way you do it. There's actually a couple of cheats, not cheats, but there's some I don't want to say hotkeys, but like, because I'm playing on the console, there's some quick ways you can get through the galaxy pretty quickly, and it has a really cool, like, quick effect. I'm hoping that those companies take note on what Bethesda did and trying to build on top of that. But you can't do that in Jedi Survivor. I really wish you could, but you cannot. So, but I do like Jedi Survivor a bit more than this.
Okay.
So wait, is this game a Star Wars game?
No.
No.
Okay, I thought.
No.
Hey, that's a full review. It sounds like it'll be ongoing as you guys progress, because neither one of you guys is halfway through. So
yeah,
I would say I'm probably a quarter of the way through. Yeah, we're playing the game very differently. We're in the same kind of universe, but we're not. But even though we can't link up, we're playing vastly different, like, paths. We're not playing a linear story thing. We're just like, the main story feels like just like an outline, even though you should do it. Just FYI.
Well, yeah, because I mean, there's like, what I figured out today. I finally built my ship out, because I was running out of storage space on my ship. So I
Oh, okay.
I was at the Crimson Fleet and I decided to like modify my ship. So I put in like a new hull, and then I did all this shit, added in some some storage. But then that's when I noticed that because I had some badass engines on there, and then it was like, oh, you have the wrong class ship for these engines. I was like, fuck. So I had to like go
Hmm.
back and like modify all this shit. And then I got on my ship and I was like, all right, cool, different hull, on the inside. It's like, cool. Oh shit, my research station is gone. Like I
Yeah,
use that a lot.
yeah.
I
You
was
got
like,
to you got to
motherfucker.
re-add it back.
But you
Yeah,
can't. Like you
and
have
it's
to you have to have a certain type of hole, like a research hole. Like, dude, I'm just like, God fucking damn it.
oh yeah, type of ship. I mean, it does take a little practice. I wish there was a better tutorial for shipbuilding, but once you get it, man, you can just let loose with that shit. I've seen people build like they built like a Minecraft character as a ship. It's fucking weird, but it works.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crazy shit you can do. I'm just leveling up to where I can fly a higher class ship. I'm probably going to max that out. I got one more
I'm
skill
doing the
set to
same
go, and
thing.
then I can fly
Yeah.
where the fuck I want.
Because I was like, I hit that point. And I was like, oh, I need to get at least a Class B license. And then it
Yeah,
was like,
I
oh,
just
you
got that
gotta
today.
blow up like 15 ships. And I was just like, I did these missions where
Yep.
I already blew up a bunch of ships, but I didn't upgrade the
Oh, you
previous
didn't?
ones. So
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
didn't hit the
fuck.
perk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
This kind of is reminiscing of Metal Gear Solid, the one where you had like your like basically like an oil rig and you just slowly
GS5.
like kind of
Yeah.
build that out. Yeah. It's kind of give me that vibe with with the spaceship stuff
Yeah.
where you can
Well,
expand it.
I gotta give credit or just put this out there too. I mean, Kronos was going, I believe, pretty hard on Baldur's Gate, and this seemed to like make you put down Baldur's Gate, right?
Well, it did. So there's two things. So I was playing Baldur's Gate on my Steam Deck, and the Steam Deck is really not appropriate for Baldur's Gate, like that, because you can play it on the Steam Deck, but it's kind of hobbled, because of the technical limitations. And so I was waiting for the PS5 version to come out, and I think it came out, but
It came out like a week ago, right?
yeah,
It just
Starfield
came out.
they got me, and it's funny because I just
Yeah.
beat Immortals of Avium, which is another good game, with
Wow.
caveats, and I made sure to beat it before I started playing Starfield. So
Mm.
Good
Yeah, there
shit,
you go.
good
I
shit.
mean, it's just funny. There's a lot of, like I said, I'm gonna say it again. There's a lot of shit you can do. You can play the game pretty much once you get through the first 2, 3 main missions. You can play once you get to what it's called the lodge. It's like your home base. Once you get there, you can play the game however the fuck you want. You can do whatever you want. You can do piracy. You can help people. You can join whatever faction you want. You can become a bounty hunter, which I guess is not loyal to any faction. Like it's just a lot of shit that you can kind of do. Like in weapon craft, that's another thing that people sometimes get stuck on. There's a lot of shit you can do. It's been fun. It's just the game is really big. But if you want to be one of those people that like I don't want to spend a whole shit ton of time on it, just do all the main missions. You'll blow through it pretty quickly. So
maybe
There you
because I
go.
don't know how long main
well,
missions are.
I
So
guess that's true. But so I say this based on the amount of people that already finished the game within 3 to 4 days. So that are already on New Game Plus. So, but
There you
yeah,
go.
there's a lot of shit that you can do, and also similar to the Destiny community, there's a lot of people out there that'll help you. Get a better game experience. If you don't know how to do stuff, you can ask people and they'll tell you. There's Reddit, Facebook. There's a lot of people like, hey, you're new to the game. You can do this, this, and that. Help you start out. It's been really interesting for me. So.
No, nothing beats the gaming experience of at launch when Fallout 4 dropped. Pornhub had the best advice for how to build, how to craft, how to get the best
yeah.
armor. And like that shit was literally notorious for that shit. I never forget. I was like, okay, let me get some fucking advice on my fucking armor and my guns and shit. It was good. That was
It's all
awesome.
bad.
Yeah, no, that shit helped me. Helped me get through hard times. All right. I think
That was a deep dive into
yeah, no, that was
fucking
good though. I mean, because here's the thing:
spacecraft. What's it called?
Starfield.
it's hot new shit, and like some people may be on the fence. The reviews had like some pros and cons out there, or whatever. But y'all did your thing. You know what I mean? Make sure that
Mhm.
it's out there, and then I still want to hear more about it as you guys get closer to whatever the fuck end game is separately and uniquely for both of you.
Yeah, it'll probably be definitely different because you can romance different characters. Like the game, so the game lets you pick your pronouns and shit. You can literally change your gender in the middle of the fucking game. At any point in the game, you can change whatever the fuck you look like, whatever gender you are.
You have to go to a doctor
like,
first.
No, you.
Hi, Dr. Ned. Hi,
No,
everybody.
you just have to go to. It's literally like a medical station. You just sit there and you pick, redo. Like, if you don't like the way your character looks, you can change it to whatever the fuck you want at any time. So
Thus
That's kinda
implying the food is in the game. I'm just saying.
pretty much.
Yeah, people got
Pretty
so
much.
mad about it too. There was like some famous, not famous, but he's famous now for his take on it. He was so mad about the pronouns, and I'm just like, you can't get mad about pronouns when you use them every day. Like they're just trying to like avoid saying the bigoted shit that they really want to say, and it's also like, even if there's pronouns in there, just pick the ones that you identify with. It's like I never get mad when I play a game, and it's like, oh, you can be a girl. Oh my god. Like,
how dare they?
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. I want to pick the one that I
Yeah,
want to
like
play
you were
as.
like, what? You guys have tits? Fuck this game.
Yeah. And sometimes in some games, I might play as a girl on purpose because I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
sometimes.
like, wasn't somebody complaining about Horizon Zero Dawn about the character being
Dude, a
female?
lot of people complain. A lot of people complain over dumb shit.
Oh god, come on! We just gotta get over this shit.
The most complaints I heard was like on the latest DLC for the Hidden West one, right?
Yeah,
Didn't they lose their mind over that shit?
because Aloy could be gay if you play as that, which I did. So yeah,
There you go.
All right.
All right, good shit. Let's switch it up. I fucking watched all of this Netflix live action for One Piece. This was some good shit. It broke the records from Wednesday and Stranger Things. It was #1 in 86
Oh
countries.
shit! Really? Wow.
This shit was a big fucking deal. And this was finally the fucking first live action anime adaptation that's been a huge runaway success. Like,
it's not
A
the first.
westernized,
yeah,
westernized live action.
I mean, we've complained and talked ad nauseum for like 8-9 years now
Oh yeah,
about
yeah.
all the failure. We've talked about these failures for forever.
There's been a
Yeah.
lot, but I mean, also in the the more recent future, obviously, One Piece is going to be the biggest one, but Rurouni Kenshin was another good one. There's a couple other ones too that were got decent reviews.
Those
Yeah.
were all like Japanese, like live action. This one's like an American adaptation of American adaptation live action version of One Piece.
Well, but here's the biggest thing though: the manga creator Oda was intimately involved. That's the whole thing. That yes, it's Western Studios and whatnot, but he told them to rewrite this shit. He told them to make sure that there was no romance with the shipmates. But like, this is not one of those things where it's like, oh, it's borderline, and some people are like, nah. This was a giant fucking success. They're already talking about multiple seasons, like executives talking about multiple seasons, 6-7 seasons of shit. And like I said, once you talk about breaking the records that like Wednesday and Stranger Things had for being #1 in multiple countries, that was no small deal. It's not some obscure fucking adaptation that, a handful of weebs like, nah, this was pretty much universally loved, like flat out. The other thing I'll say too, and I don't know how many of y'all have watched it or not, I enjoyed it, but there were things that were missing. Like Sanji, who's a main character, the chef or whatever on the.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Oh shit! He dropped. It couldn't handle so much weebness.
Okay,
Too much
you're back,
weebness.
but Cronus got to add you back in. We can hear you.
And Cronus isn't there.
Cronus gone too?
Yeah, he's not there.
Oh shit! Okay.
He doesn't want to hear none of that One Piece bullshit.
Well, we gotta wait for him to come back so everybody else in the stream can hear us.
Oh, can hear him?
No,
everyone
yeah.
can.
Okay, Chrono stepped away, so Yeah, so we can hear Prodigy. So right now, if you're listening to the podcast, we can hear Prodigy, but you probably can't hear him because Kronos needs to add him back into the chat group. So yeah. So
You
he was
can't
talking
like.
about he was in the middle of talking about One Piece and how great it was. I know
I mean,
for One Piece, I have seen people posted saying like, "Yo, the Netflix show is so good that they want to go and watch the anime," and I've seen comments on these that saying, "You better commit like half your life to it because you got a lot of catching up to do." Yeah, so Prodigy saying that it's possible you can do it. So once again, you guys can't hear Prodigy until Kronos come back to add him to the chat room. Well, let's see.
oh,
Anybody online?
talking.
Can you
I can.
hear Prodigy talking? Yeah, we're gonna see if the chat room can hear you because maybe they can hear you, maybe they can't. Well,
I
while we
mean, you
wait
don't want to
for
hear no. You don't want to hear any of this One Piece nonsense anyway.
yeah,
So I'm just saying. I can. No,
so
bro. If you can hate, hold the fuck on.
wait
If you can hate,
Ninja, you're talking like nobody on the podcast can hear Prodigy, so it sounds like you're just talking to yourself. Yeah,
so fine. Prodigy is telling me that I need to stop hating on One Piece, and I'm going to tell him, like I've told him a couple of years ago, if he can hate on Captain Marvel even after its phenomenal success, he can still hate on it. I can do the same to One Piece. So there you
yeah,
go.
I guess that's true.
Yes, I can. Yes,
Well,
I can.
I wait for Prodigy or Kronos to come back. Ninja, are you caught up on Ahsoka?
Are you gonna say Ahsoka? I can't
Yeah,
be talking. I watched today's episode or yesterday's episode, so I can't be talking about it because I know not everybody's seen it. It was,
it's still
dude. Yesterday's
definitely
episode
work.
was so big. They had a
Yeah.
fan event for it at in San Francisco. They had a
Oh, they
fan
did?
event where they had a fan event in San Francisco. People dressed up. You can look at the Star Wars Twitter page, or not Twitter. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say X. Their Instagram page. They showed the episode in the theater
Oh
and
shit, they
invited
went that
fans to
big
come
on it?
see it. That's how big
Wow.
the episode was. It was a very poignant, a very moving episode. There was a lot of shit going on all at once, and it
Yeah.
worked out. Dave Filoni proved that he can not only just do animated stuff, he can do live action. I mean, yes, we all know this with the Mandalorian, but Ahsoka's his baby. Like, this is his character, finally in live action. So,
And this
granted,
last episode was amazing. Like visually,
yeah,
like
exactly,
backstory and stuff like that. I was like, wow. I was
yeah.
really
So, and
impressed.
if you didn't know about if you didn't watch Star Wars Rebels, this gives you a really, or Clone Wars even.
Yeah, I
This
was listening
gives
to Clone
you a
Wars too.
big like kind of overview of what happened about between Ahsoka and her master.
Yeah.
So it's just
It's
it was very well done, very highly received or well received. It was a great episode.
yeah, it was. It was.
Enough to watch more than once.
Yeah, I probably would go back and watch again. And Rosario Dawson is fucking killing it as Ahsoka. But then like we got to see, without spoiling it, we got to see a younger Ahsoka, which was cool
Yeah.
to see. And a little fun fact: the little girl who played younger Ahsoka, she also played Gamora in in the end game.
Okay.
It's
She's
the
still
same little
small.
girl. Yeah,
She's
she's still
still small.
small. Yeah, I was like, wow. Like when I didn't notice that until like I was watching another YouTube video and they were talking about it. But like, it's just I don't know, just this little girl is in two fucking different giant franchise now. She's in fucking
Yeah.
Marvel and in DC or in
Star Wars.
Star Wars. But then again, I mean, Rosario Dawson is too because she was like, she's a nice nurse, right? In the
She's a night nurse. Yes, in
yeah,
the Netflix series, and then the Netflix Marvel series. Sorry, and then she's in Star Wars as one
yeah,
of the big characters that everyone. I mean, I have to admit, when Ahsoka first, I saw the um, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, their mini movie. It's like a 2-hour movie, and it was in theaters. And when Ahsoka first came on the screen, I hated her. She's a little snarky, shit-talking little shit. And I was not a fan. And I watched the series, which started after, it literally picks up after the film. And I was still not a fan. And then her character grew. So as her character grew, as far as character-wise, I began to like her more. And she became, you know, a very interesting and important character to the entire franchise. And now she has her own show, and everyone's been able to accept her. And she's one of the more popular characters now. Even though I understand some people might have gripes because she doesn't use both her sabers. But I mean, Rosario Dawson's not a swordsman, and she's kind of a how do I say this? A mature lady. So I don't expect her to like bust out like super dual samurai swords and multiple katas.
Hey, don't fuck around.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. She's
I mean,
but she's doing her best, and it's been great. What she's done so far, I've been very pleased with.
Most of the time she busts out her sabers, she always has both of them. I think like in the recent episode, she mainly uses one.
She mainly uses one, yeah. So a lot of people complain about that, but still worked out.
So Kronos, Prodigy dropped off and he jumped back on. Yeah.
Walk away for a second and use the bathroom, and all of a sudden people dropping off and shit. Oh.
Yeah. He was like mid-story too, and he fell off and then he
flipped out. Like,
yo, nobody in chat can hear you right now.
Nobody cares about One Piece though. That's why.
That ain't true.
Nobody cares.
We had to send him to the upside down.
The
sunken place.
Mid discussion.
There's 2 different spots.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Oh, okay.
Good.
But real quick, the thing I wanted to mention was for the chef, Sanji. This is what I was going to talk about.
We're going back to One Piece.
Yeah. For the live action, my only minor gripe, and it's petty, but he's supposed to be French, not British. I didn't necessarily like that.
He's European.
And then, no, he's French. He's like literally a French chef. He fights and says these French dishes as his like finishing moves. Like,
Prodigy.
It's clear.
Where's France?
Yeah, France is a specific country.
I know. I'm fucking with you, man.
Yeah, I mean, let's be clear. And then, and obviously, most British, like, there's always the stereotype of Britain having terrible food, so it really didn't work. But then the second thing that's a little bit worse, but I get it. Like, obviously, we've all seen the anime trope of someone being like nose bleeding over girls and panties and shit. Well, Sanji is that on steroids, and like they toned him down to like a -1 on all of that. I get it to a certain extent, but it plays into who his character is and like a lot of other parts of the arc and what he does and how he fights and a whole bunch of stuff. So I don't know how that's going to progress, but I didn't necessarily like that change. Everything else, the actor, they got this Mexican actor, Enoki Goyoya, something like that. I'm probably butchering his name. He fucking rocks. I think this guy is a fucking star all the way around. And I like the casting for Nami. They did great with Arlong. All the way around, the casting works. But yeah, this surprised me with how it could be an adaptation and still do well, stay faithful to the comics, stay faithful to the anime, all the way around. It's not a 9, but like I would say an 8.7, 8.8.
One interesting thing that I didn't know about One Piece was that, so like typically with like American live adaptations of Japanese animation, is that they'll whitewash a lot of stuff. And so like I saw like some posts saying like, oh yeah, like they got all these different nationality people playing Japanese characters, but then somebody was like, no, like they actually got people of the nationality of the people playing the character, because Luffy himself is like he's like Brazilian, right?
Yeah.
So
that's
they actually
a really
like
good point, Blue.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, I did not know that about the series.
Well, I think that people misunderstand that, like, just because something is anime doesn't mean that every single character in anime is going to be Japanese.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
for
very
like
Like
for example,
examples like Bleach, like most of them are not Japanese.
yeah. But
well,
this
I was gonna say
one
like I know
for One
that
Piece.
with sorry.
He's
no,
been trying to talk for a
I was
minute.
gonna,
Go ahead, Prodigy, go.
I was gonna say with Attack
No,
on Titan.
bruh.
I was I was gonna give another example.
Go
Attack on
ahead, go
Titan
ahead,
is
Do
go
another
it.
ahead.
All
example
right.
where
Okay.
they're not Asian. Like there's only one Asian person that's homegirl with a red scarf. But yeah,
So, but can Prodigy talk
But,
now? Is that okay with you, Blue?
yeah, no, you can.
yeah,
Okay.
I was
Well,
just going to
actually,
quickly
another one
say
thing I
that.
want to say is that no.
I was just going to say real quick with like Oda the creator, he was very clear. Like he was overt with it. He was like, "Oh no, Luffy's Brazilian." And you know, Nami I think was supposed to be from, I might be butchering it, Sweden, and then Usopp is clearly black, but he said specifically I think South Africa or whatever, which I was like, all right, whatever, we'll roll with it. But he gave nationality to each one of those characters, so anybody would get upset about the lack of Japanese representation, and it just didn't either watch the show or give a fuck or pay attention. So it is what it is. But yeah,
So
we'll
have
see.
you?
I hope they put my biggest thing for future seasons is I want them to get the animators for like either Sonic or Detective Pikachu to do Chopper, who's like a reindeer pirate. It has to look right. If they fuck that up, or Brooke, who's basically a skeleton with a giant afro, then it will ruin the show. So they just got to get that right from on a go forward basis. But you're gonna get multiple seasons of this shit. This shit is gonna be around 5, 6+ seasons. They put as much money per episode in as they did with Game of Thrones, and it fucking shows.
So have you? I don't. I've actually watched like the first half of the first episode.
Okay.
Has there been any backlash against like? There's an actor that's on there that's a trans man. Have you heard about that? Do you even know who it is?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yes, I definitely know who it is. I haven't actually seen any backlash for it, or not overt backlash.
That's good.
For the character is Kobe,
Yeah.
and he plays a much bigger role in season 1 than he does in the anime itself. But here's the other thing that's interesting too. You're going to see 3 or 4 other characters that are clearly trans or part of LGBT community, that are going to be more prominent in the show on a go forward basis. But no, I had no problem with that actor. Did a great job actually. In
Yeah.
fact, that was an improvement from the anime.
Actually, I liked what I saw from like the. Honestly, for me, this is not. People probably hate me for saying this, but one of the big detractors for me of One Piece was the animation style of like going back and watching like the old, because the old animation is just, it looks fucking terrible. It doesn't hold up well for me personally. And so watching live action was definitely more palatable for me to like watch. I'd like the actor that plays Luffy in live action. He seems very playful, very likable character. I thought it was pretty cool. So I'll probably watch some more and see how well I do. But the thing is, like, there's so many fucking episodes. It's like, but also like the episodes are for this. I think they're like 45 minutes long. So that has
Yeah.
to be like an anime and like an anime and a half. So I don't know how well that translates into manga, because I know in manga, when you translate something from manga into anime, you're basically getting 2.5 mangas in an
Yep.
anime. So if you want to watch this shit in like a drastically accelerated timeline, I think watching this live action would probably be the way to go, because you're basically going to watch
Yeah,
it at
and
almost 4 times
just
speed.
fully expect for it to be like 2 decades behind, and that's
Yeah,
fine. But and they'll probably skip over some major stuff, and that's also fine. But the whole point of it is for some folks aren't going to read or watch, and I get that, because it's been on since the '90s, and some people are going to just say, well, okay, I like this, and maybe I'll try it, and that's going to happen too. But no matter what, Netflix got another fucking hit on their hands with this shit, and they're gonna keep going for sure with it. And the other thing I'll say is it's good for anime as a whole. I think you're gonna get better adaptations of, maybe we get an Attack on Titan or a Demon Slayer adaptation that's really fucking good, and they put money in based on this.
Yeah,
You know?
it's good that you say that because I think that people, especially today, they might forget that there's like a lot of media that we consume today. I mean, just look at the fucking comic book. Look at all the comic movies, like with the MCU. We should be getting to a point to where anime movies and like TV shows are at an MCU level. Like that's how good they are. But you just didn't get it before because like you had a lack of a budget, and then when it came to like American adaptations, you had a lack of real care and concern of the source material. And it seems like today they're doing a much better job of like addressing both of those issues of budget and care and concern for the source material. So if we can get MCU level shit, going in the near future, then I'm all on board because not everybody can. Not everybody's going to be into reading comics or reading manga or watching anime, and like watching it subtitled and even watching it dubbed. Like some people just they think that it's childish to watch cartoons, So if they can come in, if we can bring those people on board to watching in live action, then more power to them. But also, fuck you, it's not childish. I love it.
Yeah, so
Wait, did Blue
we'll
drop?
see.
Can you hear Blue? I don't see his screen is black.
I do not see.
No, his screen is black on
It's
mine
because
too.
I'm black.
Oh, okay. Times it
No,
by. We're doing this thing now.
No, I muted my camera because I was off screen.
Okay.
Jerking off.
But I'm here.
Unzipping.
I'm eating these things, pistachios, and I don't want to be on camera just crunching down.
Oh, I gotcha.
Damn. All right. Got the crumbs on your fucking mustache and shit. Good shit. All right. Where else did we want to go? Or actually, did you want to jump back to? You were talking about Ahsoka a little bit.
I didn't watch the latest episode yet, but if you want to talk about the current one,
yeah, I'd rather wait until everybody sees it.
Yeah, well,
so I don't want to
talk
go
about the
through
one from yesterday because it was yesterday, right?
Yeah, and it hasn't been 48 hours, so
yeah. We had
so
tough. 48 hours.
So I want to kind of quickly stick. I want to quickly stick to anime. Did y'all see that there's a new Attack on Titan trailer for like the final?
Final.
Stop doing that.
Yeah,
final never lasts so long.
It's getting so ridiculous with the final stuff with them. Like that's this ongoing meme and joke in and of itself. It's this great series. Don't get me fucking wrong, but y'all got to quit saying final for the last 4 or 5 years. Like what the fuck? But it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No,
so apparently it's supposed to appear. It's supposed to drop soon, right? End of the month or something like that.
Oh, I thought it was October or November, but I could be
okay.
mistaken.
Maybe I missed the date. I was too busy going back and forth, like geeking out a little bit. But yeah, that's fairly soon. I mean, October's only in a couple of weeks now.
That's true.
I'm behind. I think the last episode I saw is when Eric released the fucking Giant Titans.
Yep.
Where they're all fucking was like walking to Normandy.
If you're a week or two past Labor Day, it's officially spooky season.
Oh yeah. Actually, the day after Labor Day is spooky season.
Yeah. Hey, let me switch it up from anime for just a quick second because I got to shit on somebody. Did y'all see this like scam artist that brick lady that just scammed $40,000 off of people donating?
Yeah.
Accusing random ass black men of both beating her with a brick and cowardly standing by and whatnot. Like this shit was just it. I know it was all over social media and all of that shit, but it's just another reminder to not trust people all the time, and maybe not just willy-nilly donate to things that don't fucking add up, because no police report filed. She'd done this 2 or 3 times before. Nothing was consistent with getting hit with a brick. There was no video evidence, even though you were right outside of a establishment that had security cameras. Nothing added up, but very easily she just took it upon herself to blame black men. This shit got my fucking
Well,
blood boiling.
Yeah, one of the greatest thing about this is that the internet, like, they went and found fucking receipts and stuff, and like the internet did fucking resource on this chick, and the shit got exposed really fucking quick. Like, for example, like she talked about how some guy had came up to her asking for a number, and she turned him down until he decided to hit her with a brick.
Which
or
is
like
totally,
earlier that day,
yeah, it's totally random.
earlier
Like,
that day, she slapped some dude. I mean, I don't know what was going on, but she was like yelling at him and then slaps him and like walks away and then starts squirking. It's like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell's going on? And then like there's other video footage that was leaked where there were like guys that were there. They were talking about like, like nothing happened, like they saw everything and like nothing happened or something like that. But it turns out she had like some kind of allergic reaction to something, and that's why her face was swollen on the side of her face. But then like she's pulled this before, so it's like, yeah, one of the things that made me really angry was that like a lot of black ladies on like social media was saying like how men aren't men anymore. Like how could there be so many men around to let this happen to this woman and blah blah blah. And it turned out this whole fucking thing is a fake. I'm pretty sure if a man was around there, somebody would have done something. But like all these females out there were saying like, oh yeah, like black men aren't black men anymore and blah blah blah. It's like, yo, I gotta get your story straight, because turns out this all was a fucking lie.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like when I first heard about the story, like Kay said it, and I was like, wow, somebody hit somebody in the face with a brick for like not giving a number. I was like, that's fucked up. Like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right. And then like I saw like all the rest of the story come out, and I was just like, oh, like this person just has an allergic reaction randomly, and she blames random people for like doing something to her. And y'all could look it up on the internet. Like, I need to look up, like, I need to do more due diligence, because I saw like basically one source breaking all this shit down. But it seems to be pretty true, and it's just like, yeah, there people. I think people like kind of downplay, because like when it comes to like the whole like believe all women movement, it's like I'm not going to believe all of any fucking body. Like, I'm sorry, there's like pieces of shit in every single gender, fucking ethnicity, everything. Like, there's gonna be pieces of shit out there. And I think when you say, believe all of a certain group, like, I think that's generally a bad idea, because you don't know everybody. It's like when somebody says, respect everybody. It's like, no, you shouldn't, first of all, and you can't, second of all, respect everybody. Because people kind of misunderstand what respect means. It means to like you're admiring somebody in portions of like their character. And if you don't know somebody, you literally cannot respect them, because you don't know what this person has done. You don't know where their motivations are. You don't know shit about them. But then to blindly say you need to respect them because they have X characteristic, it's fucking stupid. It's from a basic human standpoint, it's wholly unreasonable. But it's said today like it's like a normal thing, like it's like some altruistic thing to say of like, respect everybody or trust all these people, but like you just can't do it. And when you bring that up to somebody, they get mad about it, because they're probably because they're part of that group that they want you to believe all the time. But it's like, you shouldn't. I don't think everybody should trust every fucking black dude. Because I know piece of shit black dudes. But you know what? I know piece of shit every fucking body.
Yep.
So don't do that.
Well, the other thing I'll and you're spot on, Kronos, but like from the standpoint of, there are women who get beat up. There are women who get There are women who get assaulted for no fucking reason. However, when you lie about it and you blame innocent black men as well, you don't help any of those real victims. In fact, you do the opposite. You make it harder for them with your bullshit. And that's the thing that always like gets my blood boiling, because I'm like, why don't more people call this out for what it is? If someone's a literal scam artist and got set up a GoFundMe and collected, it looks like reportedly over $40,000, that's just a scam artist. That's a scummy human being. I don't care what's between your legs or whatever. That's some scammy fucking shit. And it doesn't help real victims. It really doesn't. In fact, it makes it worse. So, fuck all the way off with that bullshit. But there's a lot of people that should be eating crow over how hard they were going about. Yeah, those black men weren't shit. Those black men weren't shit. Meanwhile, didn't nobody even have a fucking brick in their hand?
Yeah,
You wanted to
I
say
find it also hard to believe that if anybody saw somebody get hit with a brick in the face, then nobody, man, woman, or otherwise, would have not done anything. Like, I mean, if somebody gets hit with a brick that's in front of me, it doesn't matter if it's a man or woman. It's just like I'm gonna try to help them. It's like Jesus Christ. A bare minimum help them. If not, potentially harm the person who had the brick. So just to make sure that that person didn't harm anybody else, including me. So yeah, I just don't. These are like very far fetched scenarios that people fabricate, and just this people will just believe a lot of things if you're in a certain group. And I think that
Yeah, like
it's pretty fucked up.
one of the things that kind of sucks with like social media is that like stuff can spread like wildfire. Like so, her story came out and just kind of blew up about her being attacked by a guy with a brick. But it wasn't until later like that the fucking internet sleuths started coming out with fucking evidence saying like, oh no, like she's done this before. She's done fucking like I'm a mother of a deadbeat father and blah blah blah. Like she's done like some crazy ass shit, but the internet found out later. So it sucks that the people who got scammed. But like yeah, like Corona said, like you definitely have to do your due diligence and research before you start donating money to somebody.
Yeah, and I'll say this. I mean, I'm a dad of a teenage black boy. It it just it feels so grimy because there's going to be people who judge my son, just based on him being a black boy who's 13, and they're just over aggressive willingness to just believe any shit about a black male. Um, it's gross, man. I mean, I try to help people, strangers or not, especially people I know, and yeah, I'd try to help somebody who was attacked. I think most people would. I just don't get how things go so viral with everyone believing that, oh, because it's about black men, they're animals anyway. Yeah, I believe that shit, and let's retweet, reshare this a gazillion times until it goes all over the world. 5 times over. It's just another sick reminder, to be honest with you, of the belief in just mythology that we're not human enough. So,
Yeah. I totally agree. It really digs to like the current and ongoing like roots of like racism in America. And I know people don't want to hear that, but it's fucking true. I mean, anytime a black man or even like a black woman, does anything sort of that could be misconstrued, or they like to put us in a certain light of us being criminals or welfare queens, or don't take care of our kids or violent. It's like that's the filter that America has slapped on all of us here in America.
Yeah.
So, and it's like and it's hard to escape. And if you can, and this is like comes back to my whole like last place aversion like kind of theory at this point, but it's pretty true. Like if you can, if you're a person in America and you don't want to be in last place, I mean, the easiest thing to do for you is to find somebody else to put all your blames on, and that's how you can come up. And it unfortunately for this woman who probably has some serious issues, the way for her to come up is to place blame on people that are in her own ethnic group, and just let fabricate a story to make other Americans feel more comfortable in this totally bullshit narrative, just so you can get money. And I think it's fucking disgusting.
Meanwhile, you got Nazis protesting in broad daylight all over in Florida, like
damn.
literal, and not how people like use, oh, so and so is a Nazi, but it's more of a pejorative, but not like a literal Nazi. No, I said what I said. I'm talking literal Nazis doing Nazi salutes with swastikas out in public, broad daylight, and getting filmed. Go ahead, old ninja. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, did anybody see if she's this woman was related or connected to Candace Owens? Just saying. Just saying. Just asking for context.
Actually, she might be a distant cousin of Juicy Smollett.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Juicy
Anyway.
juice. Juicy juice.
Don't squeeze the juice.
Juicy smooth.
Too late.
Just lying. Just lying.
What's his sister's name?
Journey.
Journey Smouye.
Yeah, I
Is it Journey?
feel bad because she's like this
She's a good
incredible.
actress.
I think she's super talented. Obviously, in Lovecraft, she was awesome.
Dude.
You know, I think she's great, and I feel like she got unfortunately like misrepresented because of her shitty ass brother for a while there.
Yeah,
You know?
but Lovecraft Country. I think so. That show came out after his, obvious lying, but yeah, I think she's an amazing actress, and I think that Lovecraft Country as a whole was an amazing series that I think doesn't get enough accolades and really needs a season 2.
Yeah,
But I think that it made a lot of Americans like uncomfortable, especially like the first episode. They were just like, "Wait, this really happened?" It's like, yeah, it happened more than once. It happened hundreds of times. It's like other fucking cities and communities.
I remember people arguing online with, "Why did they have to make up this bullshit?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? Making up this bullshit?"
You know what's funny is that they don't complain about all the other made up actual bullshit in the show. Like it's a sci-fi show.
Magic's real. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you're mad about the real shit that is, even if you didn't know about it, it's highly plausible that it happened.
Yeah,
But it definitely did happen.
I didn't know about it until this show. I was like, "Yo, this is some crazy shit that's shown on here." We talk about on the podcast like this is some stuff that really happened. I was like, "What? No way!"
Well, and that
Yes,
was the
way.
great. That's why I have to give that show props because it opened some people's eyes to real history. They obviously had Emmett Till in there as well. You know what I mean? Like they had literal historical figures and events that were important. So it was groundbreaking. I wish they continued it, but I guess it never got renewed for season 2, right?
Which is
No,
so
it
odd
never
because
did.
from the social media and like the buzz that I saw alone from the show, I don't see how it was like a low rated show.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So I know that the show is based off a book, and there's only one book. There was never or no. Was it one? Yeah, it was one book. It was one book.
What?
There wasn't a sequel. I know they're talking to the author to write a book, but he kind of felt, I guess, pressured or whatnot. And they were going to wait, but then they didn't want to wait. So I guess the producers and writers, they wrote like an episode or two, and it just wasn't. They felt like it wasn't on the same caliber, so they got like pulled. So just never happened. So they all moved on. But I mean, we did another show that was around the same time, had the same kind of level, was Watchmen, the TV series.
Yeah,
That's true.
That came out around the same time. So that was pretty crazy. And covered the same thing. They both had different like things happening about the Tulsa riots, and there was just like crazy stuff. And that one didn't get a season 2, but that one had like some pretty intense scenes as well as themes. So
there is. First of all, I didn't know until Ninja said this that there was a book on Lovecraft Country. It's by Matt Ruff, and there's a second book.
there was a second movie.
So no, I'm sorry. It's coming out next year. There's going to be a second book. So it comes out in February 2024. So you know what? I'm probably gonna get that on audio.
Yeah, there you go.
I was just thinking, like, I'm looking at. So it looks like Lovecraft Country never really had like a good viewer count because they never hit 1 million views. They're always a little under.
I don't see how that's
Well,
possible.
but compare it with other HBO shows and not like Game of Thrones where you have this
Yeah.
ridiculous budget. Like I think you have to compare apples to apples because not everybody has HBO.
What did Watchmen make?
No, look at like Oz. What did Oz like? How many viewers did Oz have when it first came out? The
There you go.
first 1-2 seasons. I can guarantee you they're probably similar numbers, if not below that, because you know, watching somebody getting brutally ass raped is very difficult to watch. So
Well, okay, so
It
I
felt like
looked
that
up.
was every week with Oz.
yeah,
I'm watching Euphoria, which is a really good show on HBO, and their view their view count wasn't that high either. Like they barely hit 500,000 on viewership,
yeah.
and then like
You,
season 2 wasn't that great either.
what you got to do with HBO shows is you got to put them in their own kind of category because again, it's not.
Yeah.
It's like you pay. It's almost like pay-per-view in some ways, or paper paper channel or something. It's different, but most of that shit is really really good. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
can we? I know we lost Old Ninja briefly, but I was gonna say, can we wrap it up for this week? Unless you guys had another big topic.
Let me check the topics real quick, and I will let you know. What is OPLA?
Oh, that was One Piece live action.
Oh, okay. You got initialisms for him now. Okay, okay.
Well, one thing I want to jump into real quick is since we're talking about HBO. So if you're a fan of Adventure Time, HBO just dropped, or Max is what it's called now, but it's still HBO. They released Fiona and Cake. So if you're a fan of Adventure Time, you know that this was a fan made Adventure Time created by Ice King. And so you get to learn more about why Fiona and Cake exists, and the twist is very. I mean, they talked about it. They could. It's a continuation from the show, and there's something happened in the show, and you're like, what the fuck? But like now they explain what's happening. But like this show is not like PG. Like there's violence. Like there's a scene where Finn stabs a giant monster in the chest with a stake, and there's blood. Like blood splats on his face, splats on the ground and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, this shit's fucking violent. And there's like, I think Kate curses, or no, Fiona, she curses in one of the scenes. But then there's like another scene where she gets fired from her job and she takes off her uniform, so she's only in her underwear. I'm like, wow, this would not fly on Cartoon Network. But I don't know. So far, the show,
Adult Swim though.
yeah, well, yeah, Adult Swim, it was fly. But so far, the show it's really good. It still has that Adventure Time feel to it. You get to learn more about like what's going on with Fiona and Kate, and they're just doing a really good job of wrapping up or building a new universe, basically. But I don't know, it's just fucking cool. But what's interesting is that Ice King is in it, and there's a reason why. You have to watch it. You have to watch it to understand, because I don't want to spoil anything, because everything kind of makes sense. This last episode, everything kind of clicks, and it's pretty fucking cool.
I'm definitely gonna watch it. That was one of my fucking favorite shows. I remember like vividly watching that with my son and my daughter in terms of all those Adventure Time episodes. One of the best cartoons of all time. I love that one. So I'm gonna watch it and catch up. And then I need to watch the one that's the Adventure Time continuation, like Distant Land.
Yeah,
I need to watch that one too. Okay. All right, Kronos, what you got popping this week? God damn it.
This week, I'm just not much. I'm doing my normal weekly routine. I'm doing jiu-jitsu tomorrow and the next day and then the fucking next day. And my daughter is doing Broadway stuff. So she's doing the play Wicked sometime in December. No, youngest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she does like ballet and Broadway, so vocal stuff and the whole like routine. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm also, let me just tell you real quick, because she goes the same place as Prodigy's daughter goes to, but they're going for like different things, which is interesting. But anyway, for like the first like month, maybe 2-3 months, probably like a month and a half. But I would sit there with her doing like all of her vocal stuff and like her Broadway stuff. So I had to I know like the first song in like Wicked, and I never watched the goddamn movie, and I was so tired of hearing this fucking shit. And then like 1 week they were like, oh, no parents could be there because they were like doing something for like another production. I was like, all right, cool. And so I left, and now I'm just like, it's nice to like just drop her off for like 2 hours and just do something else.
Yep.
And yeah, I got some freedom back from that. So, I was just sitting there like on my phone, like, oh god, I don't like Broadway shit usually. But yeah, it's that's cool. Other than that, I'm looking forward to seeing Death Clock and Baby Metal in October, early October, and taking my daughter there. She got mad because she got invited to a birthday party, a child's birthday party, and she got mad because the child's birthday party is on the same day that we're going to be in Vegas to watch a fucking concert. This is how ridiculous children are. And I'm just like, we're going to Las Vegas to go watch a concert that you really want, that you asked me to go to a long time ago. And so we're going.
But it's Britney's birthday.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't give it. Like, you want to go to a fucking bounce house? We can go to a bounce house in fucking Vegas. Like, come on, man. Anyway.
It's funny. All right, Blue, what you got?
For me, I started listening to the Harry Potter books.
Nice.
I'm on the first one, the Sorcerer's Stone. I mean, I've watched the movies. I'm a fan of the movies. I mean, I'm not a huge fan like my little brother, which is fucking crazy. I told him about it. I was like, yeah, I started listening to the audiobooks for Harry Potter. He's like, I don't like the art, the person reading the stories. I'm like, what, dude? The guy's doing a good job. But anyway, I'm actually enjoying the audiobook. Like, the guy who does the voice work is doing a really good job. He's doing all the different voices of the characters, which is really cool. And the book is always different than the movies, but I feel like the movies did a pretty good job of sticking to the book so far. But I mean, there's a lot more details in the audiobook. Other stuff I'm doing this weekend, Little Bash turns 2.5, which is fucking crazy because I remember celebrating his half birthday. So he's halfway to 3. But yeah, so we're gonna try to go to the Palo Alto Zoo. So if you didn't know, Palo Alto has a little mini zoo, which is kind of cool. They have like lemurs and pigs. Like it's like a little animal zoo. So we're gonna go check that out. Other than that, just trying to keep busy. I got an interview on Monday. Well, hopefully that shit pans out. I need money, but I kind of jumped back into doing TaskRabbit, so I've been kind of busy with that. But yeah, I'm just just trying to do my thing, trying to make that buku bucks, keep a roof over our heads. But yeah, other than that, that's it.
Good shit. Old Edge, what you got? Can you hear us, or does Kronos need to bring you back in?
God damn it! Y'all gotta tell me. I can't hear or see him. There we go. Oh, Ninja.
You can't hear or see me? Everybody else sees me.
If you
like
drop
a ghost.
off, you need to like message me, like, hey, I dropped off.
So yeah,
let me know when you're done.
There's an issue. So I'm using my phone, and my phone like shut it down because it overheated, so I couldn't message.
What?
So I just quickly cooled it down.
What phone do you have?
The S21 5G.
Is that a new phone?
No, it's like 2 years old.
Why is it overheating?
I have no idea.
That's fucking
too much food porn on.
That's you and your food porn.
The camera's on, the screen's on, the Wi-Fi's on, the fucking Bluetooth is on.
Bluetooth should be on. So, anyway.
You can't just keep on downloading interspecies reviewers over and over and over again, Old Ninja. You gotta at some point stop.
Well, I don't even watch it. You're the one who bought the Blu-ray. You're the one who talks about it every week. Nobody cares except for you. Just like your piece of shit One Piece. Anyway.
God damn.
Anyway.
So evil.
For me, I'm just keeping it kind of low key, trying to calm everything down. I guess I'm going to a Oakland Athletics game on Monday. No, I'm going to the game on Monday before. This could potentially be their last year at the Coliseum, so going to see a couple more games before the season ends. So I'm going Monday, playing a lot more Starfield. I might finish the campaign over the weekend. We'll see. And yeah, I guess I'll squeeze in some Modern Warfare. That's pretty much it for me.
Okay, good shit. For me, I'm gonna try to catch up on some other animes, like Vinland Saga and some Demon Slayer as well over this weekend. And just kind of take shit day by day. Maybe I'll catch up on a little Ahsoka too, because I've watched like none of it. But other than that, man, I'm fucking chilling. Take us out, old ninja, goddammit.
You just experienced Blacker Than Black times Infinity, the
meats.
dankest podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere with B Than BTI. That's BTHANBTI. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, and I do mean anywhere, everywhere. On YouTube, we go live every Wednesday around 8:30 ish Pacific Standard Time. With Blacker Than Black times Infinity. You can email us at bthenbti@gmail.com. We have a Discord server. If you want to join on there, it's been pretty wild, relatively recently. It's been on a lot of interesting stuff on there. Let us know if you want to join. Where else? We're on a lot of social medias, even the new Threads. We're on X or Twitter, as
That shit.
as us old folks call it, Twitter. We're on there, and yeah. Oh, our official website, binheadproductions.com/BNBTI.
Also, we're not on Stitcher anymore because Stitcher does not exist.
Really? Did they get gobbled up by somebody?
They shut down. I got no emails about it.
Oh, wow.
Don't believe scammers.
Fuck One Piece.
God damn.
Yeah, aggressive on Ninja.
Oh, ass.
No.